Okay. Julie, this is for storytelling round. This is for homeschoolers. Role-playing games. So this is like little printouts of the characters. Like there's a knight, and this is a bad guy, dressed in like a furry cosplay thing. The horned ones, the ogres. But it's just human beings. And then of course there's more cutouts over here that I just got on my shelf. But this here is like, pretend this is like a tabletop, right? And these are printables, by the way. These are printer friendly, black and white, and then of course the little tokens for characters are here. And I'm using this as when I play with people online. They join in and play as these characters. Now I have a whole book here of other villains. These are all like cosplay type of things. There's even beasts here. Here's the dragons, which is dinosaurs. I have a whole rule set on how this works, and I'll show you a little bit real quick on the game. But I also have a way for Grand Minister Game Masters to set up the game. They roll dice and pick and get these sort of a list of things here. I'm just gonna say I rolled a 3 throughout the list here real quick. Manipulative charlatan, act as spiritual leader. Okay, seeks riches through manipulation, a bit haughty and self-serving. So I'm rolling the type of local pagan activity, the pagan motive here. Okay, the modus operandi, and let's say I rolled a 3, is vengeance. Hates someone in the village, wants to slowly. So I'm building out a story, right? And I've got these list of things. Now, if I roll a 3 on the next one, village, town, obvious or hidden within. So what I'm doing with the reason I'm showing you this is, as a game master, I want to create a scenario. So I made a little rollout thing where you can roll table to table to decide what that looks like. And so if you go back to here, I now have a village, and the bad guys and what they're doing. And then, yes, the players, kids, like maybe I'm the dad and these are the kids, come into the village and these are their characters. And so they got to deal with this scenario. So this scenario right here, and this is a pretty complicated one, by the way, is the villagers are giving up their sons as sacrifice to the horned ones, who are, I'll just say the whole story, who are running a mine operation and manipulating the villagers and giving up their sons. It's a con. But there can be scary stuff too. And this guy is like a sorcerer, getting all the villagers to believe in this religion and this thing of the horned ones will keep you safe. All you have to do is give up your sons. And of course, they take them to the mines and work them, and then they do rituals to convert some of them into the horned ones. Anyway, I'll show you that. But the players got to come in and go, "This is wrong," or maybe they think it's right. I don't know. Now you got some new lesson plans going on. But you can go in and convert and do conversions and stuff, or they could go violent. They could get really bad, And I do want combat and fun violence and all that. But as you can see, here's a character sheet. It looks complicated, but it's very simple. It's just the 6 traits up here, and then you put your numbers in, and I have what they are and what you can get, and you can also upgrade them as you go and get more glory points. This guy's already got 74, so this is a pretty advanced character. But as you can see here, he's got a crossbow. Now this is a cleric, but he can still allow them to fight and all that. This guy delved into crossbows, and he's got a +2 and a D12. So let me just show you real quick what that looks like. It's a +2 with a D12. But the main roll is a D20. The D20 is the main roll for all these dice. And here I'm just rolling real quick. Oh, wow. 17 and a 7. That's definitely a hit. +26. So the total, because I rolled the crossbow skill here, is the +2 for awareness. And this D12, by the way, is skills going up levels, right? So this is like they could use 1 is a D4, 2 is a D6, 3 is a D8, 4 is a D10, and 5 is a D12. So they're going up and getting a bigger and bigger die. So obviously they get this. Everybody gets the D20, and then you can add up this other die here so that you have a higher chance of getting a certain number. Now the difficulty number of anything is decided by the GM. 12 is the default. So the 12, they need to hit somebody and roll above a 12. Okay, that's a simple way of doing it. But I could, it could go up higher. They can have a shield or cover or whatever, and so it could be a 14, it could be a 16. If he wants to preach to this village, it could be a 12. That's the default. But I could say, well, they're all in on this religion. The sorcerer has converted them all. Blah blah blah. So it's now a 20. You got to beat a 20 to preach to them and get them to stop giving up their sons, right? So they got to roll a 20 using their preach skill, which this guy has down here. The 2 die ranks, this right here, 2 die ranks refers to the 6-sided dice down here on the bottom. If you want to see this die, right? Obviously, but that die plus the d20 plus his spirit, which is this +5 right here. So I just want to show you basically like a simple there could be more to this than this, but I'm just quickly running through. So he rolls like he's preaching to them. Ooh, he rolled in a 16, so he failed because I said a 20. 20 is really hard, by the way. So, but before he preaches, this is what I do. I have the kids or whoever's doing it, and they can talk about it or whatever, and they can pray even on it. I say, what do you say to them? So they got to actually preach. Stop doing this. This is bad. And I'll even interrupt them. Why? What's wrong with we got to be safe with the horned. The horned ones will keep us safe. All we got to do is give up our sons. No big deal. Blah blah blah, or whatever it is that I say. And they're like, but you need to stop. God, this is not bad. Slavery is bad. What's wrong with slavery? We do it all the time. God says it's wrong. And I even had kids do this scenario, and they're like, whoa. And they didn't know, getting them to say the gospel, whatever scenario it is. So this is this basic scenario. And there's more to the story, blah blah blah. There's even, let's look at this big one. There's a forest they got to go through. Then there's a mine. They got to clear out the mine and fight some baddies and save the other slaves, the other young people, and have and convert them. And they can even convert the bad guys right here. If they convert these bad guys right here, who maybe ambush them, this is who's wearing the costumes, right? So there's a hope that there's combat, but there's also like a denouement where they surrender or give up, and then you can now convert them, kind of a thing. But there's also violence. I want like scary violence too. So there can be like wild boars and wolves and bad guys that just are not going to convert. So there's that too in the game for sure. But that's the basic way of this game. You could imagine this being on a table, at home around with paper cutouts, and using the simple rules here. They got the traits, they got their weapons, but then they got skills down here to do things. Climbing, guard. He's guarding here. He's got intimidation. But again, there's the preaching with and prayer, and so Christians in this game act like Christians. Evangelism, church planting is the goal. And other role-playing games don't do that. They teach paganism. You act like a pagan. You play a pagan. When you go into a village like this, you just go and attack and kill the bad guys. You go and attack and kill the bad guys in the mines. But there's no preaching. There's no you go attack and kill and then and get rewarded with gold, and that's it. And that's paganism. And conquer and say supposedly save the people, but that's it. You don't actually change the hearts and minds of the people. Which is what real medieval history is all about. And I could go on and on and on about it, but I just want to keep this video short to show you this kind of game and what it's all about. And obviously these are all the dice. These are all the different rankings of dice, plus the main d20 die. I'm just rolling real quick just to show you the set of dice that they are. This is the main d20 dice that you roll for all of it. And then these are the dice that you try to get bigger and bigger to add to it, so you have more skill or more of a chance of succeeding at whatever the difficulty number I assign to that task or thing, and I can decide that based on. And I have rules in the game in the book here that kind of guide the GM on how to make what difficulty numbers to pick for different scenarios and stuff. So there's a whole thing here for the players. It's only like 10 or less pages or less to understand. The GM's got to obviously read a little bit more to understand the rules, but this is the book, but I want to make it free as a PDF, like digital downloads for homeschoolers for sure. That anyone who wants to try it out, any parents that think this is okay for their kids, because the goal here is evangelism, church planting, and getting kids to actually say the gospel and prayer. There's prayer as gives them bonuses as well as blessings and heal and protections. Those things are like prayers, like don't get hurt. Like okay, good, you give him a extra little bonus so he doesn't get hurt. May the Lord protect you. I want him to do like that kind of thing, and may the Lord bless you and protect you during this fight. But whatever. So there's that kind of thing as well, and it's about role playing it out, but about getting kids to articulate the gospel in this simple scenarios and stuff, and then understanding missionary work. Like this is how it, in a silly role playing sense, but oh yeah, missionary work. That's a part of as Christians, and church planning. Oh yeah, that's part of it. So that's the game. That's my little video to explain to you. All right, and I'll see you soon. Okay, game of life. And then my thing at the end. Game of life. Roll holy dice.